Question 1. A retail company needs a data warehouse for storing large volumes of transaction data, running complex analytical queries, minimizing costs while maintaining performance. Which AWS service should be used? Options: A. Amazon Redshift with concurrency scaling. B. Amazon RDS for PostgreSQL. C. Amazon DynamoDB with global tables. D. Amazon Athena with S3. Correct answer: D. Amazon Athena with S3. Explanation: Athena allows SQL queries directly on S3, reducing costs. No need for server provisioning, unlike Redshift. Great for ad hoc analysis without ongoing infrastructure costs. Why not other options? Option A. Redshift is powerful, but more expensive for occasional queries. Option B. RDS PostgreSQL is not optimized for analytical queries. Option C. DynamoDB is NoSQL and not designed for analytical workloads. Question 2. A large enterprise operates multiple AWS accounts under AWS organizations. They need centralized security and compliance monitoring. Each account must follow strict security policies. Which AWS service should be used? Options: A. AWS Config with multi-account support. B. AWS Trusted Advisor for security recommendations. C. AWS Security Hub for centralized compliance management. D. Amazon GuardDuty for threat detection. Correct answer: C. AWS Security Hub for centralized compliance management. Explanation: Security Hub aggregates security alerts across multiple accounts. Integrates with GuardDuty, Config, and other security tools. Provides a unified view of compliance violations. Why not other options? Option A. AWS Config tracks changes, but does not provide centralized security insights. Option B. Trusted Advisor gives best practices, but does not enforce policies. Option D. GuardDuty detects threats, but does not manage compliance. Question 3. A financial services company wants to allow developers to securely access EC2 instances. They do not want to distribute SSH keys manually. Access should be managed via AWS Identity and Access Management, IAM. They need a secure, auditable method of logging into EC2 instances. Which AWS service should be used? Options: A. AWS Systems Manager, Session Manager. B. AWS IAM with SSH key-based authentication. C. AWS Directory Service for Microsoft Active Directory. D. Amazon EC2 Instance Connect. Correct answer: A. AWS Systems Manager, Session Manager. Explanation: Session Manager allows users to securely access EC2 instances via the AWS console or CLI without requiring SSH keys. Logs all sessions in AWS CloudTrail for auditing. IAM policies can control who can start sessions. Why not other options? Option B. IAM does not natively manage SSH key authentication. Option C. Directory service is useful for Windows-based environments, but adds complexity. Option D. EC2 Instance Connect works for Amazon Linux and Ubuntu, but does not provide an auditable session log. Question 4. A global e-commerce company runs an application in multiple AWS regions. The application must failover automatically if a region goes down. Users should be redirected to the nearest healthy region. The solution should be cost-effective. Which AWS service should be used? Options: A. AWS Global Accelerator. B. Amazon Route 53 with failover routing. C. AWS Transit Gateway with VPC peering. D. Amazon CloudFront with origin failover. Correct answer: B. Amazon Route 53 with failover routing. Explanation: Route 53 failover routing automatically redirects users to a backup region if the primary region fails. Works with health checks to detect outages. Cost-effective since it only requires DNS changes rather than full-time active replication. Why not other options? Option A. Global Accelerator improves performance but does not handle full failover. Option C. Transit Gateway connects VPCs but does not manage regional failover. Option D. CloudFront caches content but does not reroute dynamic application traffic. Question 5. A social media startup is experiencing high API request loads. Each request needs to be processed by a Lambda function. The backend DynamoDB database is experiencing throttling. They need a solution to handle retries and smooth out spikes in API traffic. Which AWS service should be introduced? Options: A. Amazon SQS with a Lambda trigger. B. AWS API Gateway with throttling enabled. C. Amazon Kinesis Data Firehose. D. Amazon RDS with read replicas. Correct answer: A. Amazon SQS with a Lambda trigger. Explanation. SQS queues incoming API requests, allowing them to be processed asynchronously by Lambda. Prevents API Gateway from overloading DynamoDB by smoothing out bursts of traffic. Lambda can handle messages at a steady rate without exceeding DynamoDB's write limits. Why not other options? Option B. API Gateway throttling drops access requests instead of queuing them. Option C. Kinesis is for real-time streaming data, not API request processing. Option D. Read replicas improve query performance, but do not help manage request spikes. Question 6. A government agency needs to store highly sensitive records in Amazon S3. Only a specific set of users should access the data. Public access should be fully blocked. Data should be encrypted at rest and in transit. Which combination of AWS services ensures security? Options: A. S3 bucket policies, AWS KMS encryption, IAM policies. B. Enable S3 public access, but require IAM authentication. C. Use Amazon CloudFront to restrict S3 access. D. Encrypt data before uploading and disable S3 encryption. Correct answer: A. S3 bucket policies, AWS KMS encryption, IAM policies. Explanation. S3 bucket policies restrict access at the bucket level. AWS KMS ensures strong encryption. IAM policies enforce least privilege access for users. Why not other options? Option B. Public access should never be enabled for sensitive data. Option C. CloudFront improves performance but does not enforce data security. Option D. Disabling S3 encryption removes an important layer of protection. Question 7. A machine learning team trains large-scale AI models on AWS. Training requires thousands of GPU hours. Minimizing costs is critical. They need to save trained models for later use. Which AWS service should they use? Options: A. AWS Batch with spot instances. B. Amazon SageMaker with on-demand instances. C. Amazon EC2 with reserved instances. D. AWS Lambda for model training. Correct answer: A. AWS Batch with spot instances. Explanation. AWS Batch schedules ML training jobs efficiently. Spot instances provide up to 90% cost savings compared to on-demand. Automatically retries jobs if spot instances are interrupted. Why not other options? Option B. SageMaker is great for managed training, but on-demand instances are expensive. Option C. Reserved instances lock in long-term costs, which is not ideal for short training bursts. Option D. Lambda has a short execution limit and does not support GPU workloads. Question 8. A large company has multiple VPCs in different AWS regions. They need efficient inter-VPC communication. Minimizing costs is important. The architecture should be easy to scale as new VPCs are added. Which AWS networking solution should be used? Options: A. VPC peering. B. AWS Transit Gateway. C. Amazon Direct Connect. D. NAT Gateway. Correct answer: B. AWS Transit Gateway. Explanation. Transit gateway allows efficient communication between many VPCs. More scalable and manageable than VPC peering. Reduces complexity as the network grows. Why not other options? Option A, VPC peering is good for a few VPCs, but becomes unmanageable at scale. Option C, Direct Connect is for hybrid cloud, not inter-VPC traffic. Option D, NAT gateway is for internet access, not VPC to VPC communication. Question 9. A large enterprise has multiple AWS accounts under an AWS organization. Developers need access to different accounts. The security team does not want to create IAM users in each account. Access should be managed centrally. Which solution should be used? Options: A. IAM cross-account roles with AWS SSO. B. Create IAM users in each account with permissions. C. Use EC2 instance profiles to assume roles. D. Share IAM credentials among all accounts. Correct answer: A. IAM cross-account roles with AWS SSO. Explanation. AWS Single Sign-On, AWS SSO, allows users to access multiple AWS accounts from a single interface. IAM roles allow users to assume roles in different accounts securely. Eliminates the need to create IAM users in each account. Why not other options? Option B, managing IAM users in each account is not scalable. Option C, instance profiles are for EC2 roles, not user authentication. Option D, sharing IAM credentials is a major security risk. Question 10. A healthcare application uses an Amazon RDS MySQL database in S East 1. The application must remain available in case of a regional failure. Failover should happen automatically. Minimizing RTO, recovery time objective, is critical. Which solution should be implemented? Options: A. Enable RDS multi-AZ replication. B. Enable RDS read replica in another region. C. Create automated RDS snapshots every 5 minutes. D. Use AWS backup with RDS. Correct answer: B. Enable RDS read replica in another region. Explanation. A cross-region read replica allows quick failover if the primary region goes down. Can be promoted to a standalone database in case of failure. Provides better disaster recovery than multi-AZ, which is within the same region. Why not other options? Option A, multi-AZ provides high availability, not disaster recovery, both copies are in the same region. Option C, snapshots do not provide automatic failover. Option D, AWS backup helps with recovery but does not provide an immediate failover mechanism.